In 1999, the Wachowskis took us into the amazing, incredible world of the sci-fi action-packed flick known as The Matrix. And then, of course, in 2003, we got two sequels. And after such a long wait, we finally get the long-awaited fourth installment, The Matrix Resurrections, now playing in theaters and streaming on HBO Max. But is this long-awaited sequel worth taking one last chance of going into The Matrix? Or is this sequel just full of way too many bugs, glitches, and I don't know what have you? Watch this spoiler-free review and find out. Big Days Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a spoiler-free review of the new sci-fi action flick The Matrix Resurrections, released by Warner Bros., directed by one of the Wachowskis, Lana Wachowski, who also produced and co-wrote this. Now, this of course follows the event long after the events of The Matrix Revolutions in 2003. Now, we have Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, Lambert Wilson, and Jada Pinkett Smith reprising their roles from the previous films. They're joined by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Jessica Hemwick, Jonathan Groff, Neil Patrick Harris, Christina Ricci, and Priyanka Chopra Jones. Now, I'm going to put a card there, so that way, just in case you have not taken the time to see my Matrix reviews, because I did review the first three movies a couple of years ago, so now you're going to have to try and catch those three before you go into this one, alright? Okay, well, I was still time pointing to that card, let's get into this. Now, the film is set 60 years after the events of Revolutions and follows Neo, once again played by Keanu Reeves, who lives a seemingly ordinary life as a video game developer, troubled with distinguishing dreams of, well, from reality. And a group of rebels, with the help of a programmed version of Morpheus, free Neo from an altered Matrix and fight a new enemy that holds Trinity captive. Well, from what I've seen, I can tell you this. Apparently, of course, Neo has, well, kind of have created a Matrix video game series based on his faint memories, even though he's under his actual identity as Thomas Anderson, and meets with Tiffany, a married mother with no recollection of her past, on which Anderson based Trinity. Yes. And he's been taking those blue pills until he encounters a program that embodies Morpheus in a different form and gives him the red pill. But that's all I'm going to tell you. And then he's back in the Matrix and hopefully has a chance to save Trinity's life. But that's all I'm telling you on this story. So no more heads up and what have you. Well, now I can understand that the writing and other things received criticism. This has been getting mixed reviews since the day it came out, or before it even came out. But overall, they still like the performances from the characters. Now, I gotta say, Keanu Reeves, again, does a pretty good job in playing Thomas Anderson, aka Neo. Of course, well, despite we have to wait another year or year and a half until he returns as John Wick, he manages to pull it off as Neo in ways. As the prophesied one from the previous version of the Matrix, he has been repaired by the machines and reinserted into a new version. But apparently, I gotta say, he gets into some really big fights here, and I really like him. I don't care what the critics have to say about the action scenes. The action scenes were pretty darn cool. The visuals weren't completely bad, completely. Anyway, now Carrie-Anne Moss returns as Trinity, and I must say, she's very good too. And of course, she's actually Tiffany, but you probably will already know that. That's my only bit of heads up I'm telling you. The alternate version of Morpheus is played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who recently played Black Manta in Aquaman. Now, of course, although the character was originally played by Lawrence Fishburne, who doesn't appear, but they do use archive footage of him from the movies, though. The first three movies, that is. Let's see. We have Jessica Hemwick, who plays Bugs. Who I thought was a pretty cool addition, what have you. And, well, considering she has a white rabbit tattoo, and that kind of in a way explains that we hear Jefferson Airplanes hit White Rabbit in the first trailer for the movie, and yes, you'll hear it in the movie. Let's see. We have Jonathan Groff as Smith, who is, well, Thomas's business partner and Neo's former arch nemesis and agent of the Matrix. Of course, the character was originally done by Hugo Weaving in the previous films, and also Weaving does appear as that character through the use of archive footage. So, Neil Patrick Harris is in this as the analyst, the creator of the current iteration of the Matrix. Now, this was kind of a surprise. He's pretty good. Let's see. Priyanka Chopra Jones takes on the role of Sati, who was originally played by Tanvir K. Atwal in The Matrix Revolutions. Not bad. Jada Pinkett Smith returns as Niobe. Very good performance. Now, as I mentioned, Christina Ricci appears as Gwendavere, a business executive at Thomas's video game company. Lambert Wilson is the Merovingian again, who of course appeared in the previous two films. He's the self-professed trafficker of information who encountered Neo prior to the end of the Machine War and has a long-standing grudge against the Oracle. Anyway, and there's lots of others too. So anyway, the character isn't too bad, but I'm still going to defend most of the action scenes and the visuals. Now, some of them were pretty good, and some weren't quite that great as the other ones, but still it manages to pull off some good things in my view. Now, a big downside I have with the film is it starts out pretty cool, just like the others, but soon it starts to slow down a bit more, and then manages to, well, regain enough power to come back with some action, but then it goes, well, kind of goes slowing down on some pacing and what have you, but still it has a pretty good set of good, fun sequences, Let me see. Now the Matrix Resurrections score would be done by Johnny Klimek and Tom Tykwer, who recently collaborated with Miss Wachowski on the films Sense8 and Cloud Atlas. Now, of course, we heard White Rabbit in the first trailer. Then there was another trailer done by Sebastian Bohm doing Wake Up, which was originally done by Rage Against the Machine and was featured at the end of the first Matrix film. Only this one's an electronic orchestral cover. And although it wasn't credited as Sebastian Bohm, the actor was credited as Brassagans, which I thought that was pretty cool. I knew the song sounded familiar, but I knew that was a different person or act that did that. But anyway, music wasn't too bad. But overall, we had a little bit of slowdowns in some parts and in some of the pacing. But still, the action sequences were pretty cool. Most of it was, and the visuals weren't completely too bad. But the cast was real good. So while The Matrix Resurrections isn't really the best Matrix film, I kind of would say it is a little bit of a step up from, well, Revolution, since everybody was a little hard on that one. So overall, I think The Matrix Resurrections should be given a one-time watch. If you're a Matrix fan, if you're a completionist, give it a one-time watch and check it out. If you're hooked on it, then keep going with it. If not, then well, just stick with the first one or Matrix Reloaded. But anyway, with everything said, I'm going to give The Matrix Resurrections 4 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it an 8.5. Alright, so what are your thoughts on The Matrix Resurrections? Please tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you my Christmas film rewatches ranking. And so thanks for watching, and if you liked this, you may want to consider check out some of these last few films I have done spoiler-free reviews of. In the upper left-hand corner is the spoiler-free review I did for Spider-Man No Way Home. The upper right-hand corner is the spoiler-free review I did for The Kingsman. Or if you would like, well, another flick that kind of got a bit of mixed up reviews and what have you, that was a mixed bag. See my spoiler-free review for the previous MCU flick in Eternals. And the bottom right corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. And I'm at 388 subscribers, and I just need 12 more to hit 400. Again, I say it's very unlikely I will make by the end of the year because we're almost done with 2021. So I hope for the best I'll get to 400 in the new year. So until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.